Hi, Dr. Jitesh Ashinde welcomes you to my channel Learning Made Easy. In this session, I shall be discussing number system conversion. In the last session, we have studied the number system. So, I would like to advise you to please refer my previous video regarding number system. Now, if I want to convert a number specified in any base to a decimal number system, okay, the concept here, the formula we shall be using is say this one. Say the number, okay, say the number is capital N is equal to specified in generalized format d to the power minus 1 d to the base p minus 1 d to the base p minus 2 so on d to the base 1 d to the base 0. This is our integer part. Fractional part, this is our radix point, d to the base minus 1 d to the base minus 2 so on. In generalized way, we can write this in the this particular formula format, that is capital N is equal to D equal to, okay, this P minus 1 P minus 2 our position numbers up to minus n. Okay, instead of this, if we replace it by I, okay, so what's the range of I? The range of I becomes minus n to P minus 1. Hence here it has been written summation I is equal to minus n to P minus 1 d to the base I r raised to power I. This r indicates the base. Okay, if we are converting a binary number to a decimal number, then value of r will be equal to 2. If we are converting an octal number to a decimal number, then value of r will be equal to 8. The remaining formula will be same as it is. Moving further, now converting, okay, any number system having base or radix r to a decimal number system conversion. Expanding this formula, say the capital N consists of d2, d1, d0 dot d to the power minus 1 d to the base minus 2. Okay, so here the range of I, okay, is extending from minus 2 to 2. Here the range of I from this number we can see that is extending from minus 2 to 2. Okay, so here in this formula we can write this is minus 2, p minus 1 value is 2. Okay, so here the formula becomes d2 into r to the power 2 plus d1 into r to the power 1 plus d0 into r to the power 0 plus d to the base minus 1 into r to the power minus 1 plus d to the base minus 2 into r to the power minus 2. Thus, using this concept, let's see how we can convert a binary number to a decimal number. In binary number, we know that the base is r is equal to 2. Thus, now here the example is 101.01. This number is an example of mixed number. Okay, it's consisting of integer part 101 and fractional part 01. This 1 is having a base of, is having a position number 0. This 0 is having a position number 1. This 1 is having a position number 2. Fractional part, this is having a position number minus 1. This 1 is having a position number minus 2. Thus here using the knowledge of position number system, we can convert let's see how we can convert this binary number to a decimal number. 1 into 2 to the power 2 plus 0 into 2 to the power 1 plus 1 into 2 to the power 0 plus 0 into 2 to the power minus 1 fractional part plus 1 into 2 to the power minus 2. On solving this bracket, we get 1 into 2 square evaluates to 4. This bracket evaluates to 0. So remaining on solving this bracket, we'll be getting the answer on summing up these terms 5.25 decimal 10 base 10. Thus here we have converted a binary number into a decimal number using the knowledge of positional number system. Now let's see how we can convert a octal number system having base r is equal to 8 to a decimal number system. For example 432.51. Okay, we want to convert to a decimal number. Instead of for O, sometimes 8 can also be written here. Okay, specifying that the number is given in octal number system. Okay, so this 2 is having a position number 0, this 3 is having position number 1, this 4 is having a position number 2. 5 is having a position number of -1, 1 is having a position number of -2. So we can write this as 4 into 8 to the power 2 plus 3 into 8 to the power 1 plus 2 into 8 to the power 0 plus 5 into 8 to the power -1 plus 1 into 8 to the power -2. On solving this bracket, 4 into 8 square means 256, 3 into 8 to the power 1 means 24. Similarly, 1 into 8 to the power -2 means 0.015625. Thus, on solving this, on summing up these terms, 256 plus 24 plus 2 plus 0.625 plus 0.015625, we will be getting 282.640625 base 10. Instead of 10, 10 can or D can also be written. Thus, using the knowledge of positional number system, we have converted a binary number to a octal number to a decimal number. Moving further, now let's see how we can convert the hexadecimal number into a decimal number system. Again, using this knowledge of this formula, capital N is equal to D2 D1 D0 dot D to the base -1 D to the base -2 having base R, that is D2 equal to R to the power 2 plus D1 into R to the power 1 plus D0 into R to the power 0 plus D to the base -1 into R to the power -1 plus D to the base -2 into R to the power -2. Okay, using this concept, let's see how we can convert a hexadecimal number into a decimal number. Okay, again, this 2, the hexadecimal number here specified is B32.51. 2 is having a position number of 0, 3 is having a position number of 1, B is having a position number of 2, 5 is having a position number of -1, 1 is having a position number of -2. So in this way, B in decimal, B hexa in decimal is equivalent to 11. Okay, 10, A means 10, so B means 11, C means 12. Okay, so B in decimal is 11. 11 into 16 to the power 2 plus 3 into 16 to the power 1 plus 2 into 16 to the power 0 plus 5 into 16 to the power -1 plus 1 into 16 to the power -2. On solving this bracket, okay, we will be getting 2816 plus 48 plus 2 plus 0.0625 plus 0.003900625. Thus the final answer here we are getting 2866.06640625 decimal. Thus here, using the knowledge of positional number system, okay, we can convert a hexadecimal number to a decimal number. Moving further, now let's see how we can convert a decimal number system to a number system having any base. Assume the number n in decimal number system is D2 D1 D0 dot D to the base -1 D to the base -2 having base 10. For the integer part, the concept is, okay, for the integer part, the concept is continuous division of the integer part by base r, keeping the track of remainders. Stop when quotient is equal to 0. With the example, it will be more clear. For the fractional part, what we need to do, we have to keep on multiplying this d to the base -1, d to the base -2 fractional part with the base r. Okay, here we need to keep the track of the digit before radix point. Stop when fraction either reaches 0 or recurs. Let's see here with an example. Okay, converting a decimal number system to a number system having any base. Here, let's see how we can convert a decimal number system to a binary number system. Binary number system is having a base r is equal to 2. Unless the number is 12.8125. For the integer part, here our integer part is 12. Okay, let's see. What is the base for binary here is 2. So 12 divided by 2. What's the quotient coming here is 6. Okay, what's the remainder? 0. Okay, now 6 we are bringing it here. Still a question when we are stopping here when the quotient is equal to 0. Here the quotient is not 0, so we will continue the division. 6 divided by 2, quotient is 3. Okay, so and remainder is 0. Again here the quotient is not equal to 0, so we will continue. 3 divided by 2, quotient is 1. Okay, here remainder 3 divided by 2, it gives a remainder equal to 1. Okay, again the quotient is not equal to 0, again we will divide. 1 divided by 2, quotient is 0, remainder we are getting here as 1. This 1, okay, the last remainder we are getting, okay, is our MSP. When we are stop, when the quotient is equal to 0. So 12 decimal answer, our answer is in binary number system 1, this 1, 0, 0, base 2. So in this way the integer part, okay, of a decimal number system we can convert to a binary number system. Let's see for the fractional part. Okay, what's the logic? Continuous multiplication of the fractional part with r, here binary number system is having r is equal to 2. Keeping the track of the digit before radix point. Stop when fraction either reaches 0 or recurs. What's our integer part here is 0.8125. Okay, so 0.8125 multiplied by r means here r is equal to 2. 0.8125 multiplied by 2. Our answer is 1.6250. Keeping the track of digit before radix point. Okay, before radix point what we are getting here? 1. This 1 is now our MSP. Okay, now fractional part is 0.6250. Transfer it here. Now multiply this 0.6250 into 2. Answer we are getting 1.2500. 1 we have noted down here. Now multiply 0.25. Okay, fractional part is not 0 or neither it is recurring. So again we need to multiply here. 0.25 into 2, answer we are getting is 0.500. Okay, note down the point before decimal point. It is 0. Here the fractional part is not 0. So again we will be performing the multiplication with the radix. 0.5 multiplied by 2, answer we are getting is 1.000. Okay, so here 1 we have noted down. Now here the fractional part is 0. Okay, so here we need to stop the process. So the fraction of what's our answer? 12.8125. Okay, so our answer is 0.8125 having base 10 is equal to, okay, now this is our MSB. So I'll be writing 1, 1, 0, 1, base 2. Thus the decimal number 0.8125 equal to 1101 base 2. Okay, in this way fractional part can be converted to a binary. Fractional part specified in decimal number system can be converted to binary number system. Thus on a whole the answer for 12.8125 decimal is 1100.1101. For the integer part we had to carry out this division process. For the fractional part we had to carry out this multiplication process. For the integer part, when we are stopping, when quotient is equal to 0. For the fractional part, when we are stopping, when the fraction either reaches 0, here and fractional part was 0, that's why we are stopped here, or this portion again if it becomes equal to 0.825 means recurring, we will stop here. Okay, this is the way of converting a decimal number system to a binary number system. Number given in decimal to a number in binary. Now let's see another number system conversion. Decimal number system conversion to a hexadecimal number system having base r is equal to 16. Here the number for the integer part, what's the rule here? Continuous division of the integer part by base r. Here the base is r is equal to 16. So here we need to divide r means 350 divided by 16. Answer is 21. Okay, quotient is not equal to 0. Okay, here we have noted down the remainder is 14. Okay, this number is in decimal number. we want it should be represented in hexadecimal. In hexadecimal decimal 14 equivalent is E. Okay, now again quotient is not 0, divided by 16, 21 divided by 16, quotient is 1. Okay, remainder we are getting here is 5. Quotient is not 0, so 1 divided by 16, quotient 0, remainder here is 5. Since the quotient is 0, stop. Okay, thus 350, okay, decimal number conversion in hexadecimal answer is 15E. In this way we can convert the integer part of a hexadecimal number into a integer part of a decimal number into an hexadecimal number. Now let's see about the fractional part. Same concept which we have learned in binary number, conversion of decimal number to binary number. For fractional part, continuous multiplication of a fractional part with r, keep the track of digit before the radix point, stop when fraction either reaches 0 or recurs. What's the number given here is 0.12. 0.12 multiplied by 16, result we are getting 1.92. We have noted down 1. Okay, this is our MSB. Now 0.92. Okay, fractional part is not 0, neither recurring. So 0.92 multiplied by 16. Answer we are getting is 14.72. 14 has been noted down here. This is in decimal. Hexadecimal equivalent is E, noted down. Now fractional part 0.72, not 0, neither recurring. So 0.72 again we need to multiply it by base r equal to 16. Result we are getting 11.52. 11 we have noted down. 11 decimal equivalent. 11 is in decimal format. Hexadecimal equivalent is B. 0.52. 0.52 multiplied by 16. What the result we are getting here? 8.32. 8 has been noted down here. 0.32 multiplied by 16. 5.12. 5 we have noted down. Now what we are getting? 0.12. What, from where we have started? 0.12. Means it is recurring here. So we will stop here. It is recurring here. That's why we are not carrying out the process further. Thus our answer, capital N is equal to 0.12 specified in decimal number system is equal to 1EB85 base 16. In this way we can convert our decimal number to a hexadecimal number. Now let's see how we can convert an octal number, of process for octal number. Okay, decimal number conversion to a octal number system. The base for the octal number system is r is equal to 8. Okay, for the integer part, what's the concept? Continuous division by integer part by base r. Here r is equal to 8. So 120 divided by 8. What's the quotient here? 15. Okay, remainder here we are getting is 0. This is our LSB. Okay, again 15 divided by 8. Quotient is not equal to 0. So that's why we are again repeating this process. 15 divided by 8. Quotient is equal to 1, 7. Okay, quotient not equal to 0, so again divide by 8. 1 divided by 8, quotient equal to 0. Stop. What's the remainder here? We are getting 1. Okay, so this is our MSB. Thus 120 base 10 is equal to 170 base 8. In this way we can convert a decimal number to a octal number. This was the case for the integer part. Let's see the case for the fractional part. What's the concept for fractional part? Here we are, for the fractional part we are adopting the concept of multiplication by a radix. Stop when fraction part either reaches 0 or it recurs. Okay, so 0.12 into 8. 8. What's the answer? 0.96. 0 has been noted down here. Okay, this is our MSB. Now 0.96 multiplied by 8. Answer is 7.68. 7 has been noted down here. 0.68 multiplied by 8. What we are getting? 5.44. Okay, 5 noted down here. Okay, this part is not, fractional part is neither 0 nor recurring. So again continue the multiplication with the radix, that is 8. 0.44 multiplied by 8, 3.52. 3.5. Okay, 3 has been noted down. 0.52 multiplied by 8, what we are getting? 4.16. 4. Okay, this will keeps if our answer is extending, okay, up to say beyond 5 digits or 6 digit after the radix point. So my recommendation is continue the process up to 5 digits after the radix point. Thus here the final answer, okay, 0.12 specified in decimal number system is equal to 0.07534 base 8. Here where I had stopped here, okay, so I had kept a kept in mind where I need to stop. We need to continue the process up to 5 digits after the radix point. If the fractional part is not recurring or neither it is becoming 0, so you continue the process just up to 5 digits after the radix point, and after that you can stop. Okay, the precision up to this is also accepted in the examination. Moving further, now let's see how we can convert an octal to hexadecimal number. Okay, the steps here is, first here we are taking the advantage of 4 to 1 code. Okay, here we are taking the advantage of 4 to 1 code to convert an octal number to a binary number. Okay, we have learned, okay, in the previous session how we can convert an octal number using the concept of 4 to 1 code into a binary equivalent. The logic here is convert the octal number to its binary equivalent, wherein represent each octal digits by equivalent 3-bit binary number. In this way we are converting an octal number into binary number. Now next step is, what we want? Octal to hexadecimal. Now we need to convert binary number to hexadecimal. Okay, hexa. So how we can do? Process is, for integer part, start from the binary point, and while moving left, separate the bit into group of 4 and replace each group with the corresponding hexadecimal digit. For the fractional part, start from the binary point, and while moving right, separate the bit into group of 4 and replace each group with the corresponding hexadecimal digit. This concept we have learned in the previous lecture. So let see the example how we can do this. 26 number is specified in octal number system. First step, using the knowledge of 4 to 1 code, we have to convert it to a binary code. Okay, 4 to 1 code, 4 to 1. I need to first convert 6. 4 plus 2, 6. So corresponding 4 and 2 are involved in the addition. So corresponding these two digits, I am writing 1. 1 is not involved in the addition, I am writing 0. So the 6, okay, octal equivalent in binary is 110. Similarly, 2, only 2 is involved in the addition. So okay, so 2 octal equivalent in binary is 010. Thus here we had followed the first step given in previous slide. Represent each octal digits by its equivalent 3-bit binary number. Now we want to convert this binary number into hexadecimal number. So what's the process? Form a group of 4. Okay, starting from the binary point while moving left. Okay, so this is an example of integer, so we needs to move towards the left direction. So we need to form a group of 4. Okay, so my first group will be this one, 0 1 1 0. Here I had written here 0 1 1 0. Next group, okay, 0 0 0 1. 2 zeros has been appended here. So 0 1 1 0. Here we will be taking the advantage of 8421 code. Okay, 8421 code. Here we are using the knowledge of 8421 code, where 1 1 here for 1, for 4 corresponding is 1, 2 corresponding is 1. 4 plus 2 is 6. Means this, okay, this is equivalent in decimal is 6, and hexadecimal also the result is 6. Okay, this one, okay, conversion in hexadecimal is 1. Thus the answer we are getting here is 16 hexa. Thus here we have converted a 26 octal, okay, example of integer, into a hexadecimal number. Let's see for the fractional part. Okay, for fractional part also we can carry out the similar process. Now hexadecimal to octal conversion. Okay, same concept, just now we have studied for octal to hexa. Convert the hexadecimal number to its binary equivalent, represent each hexadecimal digit by its equivalent 4-bit number, convert a binary number into its octal equivalent. For integer part, start from the binary point, and while moving left, separate the bits into group of 3 and replace each group with the corresponding octal digit. For the fractional part, start from the binary point, while moving right, separate the bit into group of 3, replace each group with the corresponding octal digit. Here also we are taking the advantage of 8421 code first, followed by 421 code. In octal to hexa we were using the concept of 421 code. After that we had used the concept of 8421. Okay, so here It's an example of the given hexadecimal number is an example of mixed number. What is the integer part? 26. Okay, for first, okay, we are forming a group of 4. 0 1 1 0 represent first step, represent each hexadecimal digit by its equivalent 4-bit binary number. Okay, so 6, okay, taking the advantage of 8 4 2 1 code. Okay, 6, 4 plus 2 means 6. So my 6 hexadecimal equivalent in binary will be 0 1 1 0. Okay, to convert a hexadecimal number to a binary number, we are taking the advantage of 8421 code. Okay, so 6 answer is 0110. What is 2? Just, okay, 2 is involved. Remaining digits 8 neither use, 4 neither use, 1 neither use. So our answer will be 0010. So 0010 here it is coming. F means 8 plus 4 12, 12 plus 2 14, 14 plus 1 15. 15 decimal in hexadecimal is F. So all bits has been placed here 1. What's the next step? Okay, thus we have converted hexadecimal number to a binary number. What we want? Hexa to octal. So we need to here form a group of 3 bits. Okay, moving towards right for the integer part, form a group of 3. Okay, so 110, next 100, 00. Okay, 110 here we will be taking the advantage of 421 code. Okay, 110 means 4 is 1, 2 is 1, 4 plus 2 6. So this is 6 here. Okay, just 1 means 4, 2 and 1 are 0 means here 1 0 0. Okay, binary equivalent is 4. This is 0. Fractional part, 4 2 1, 4 plus 2 6 plus 1 7. So this is 7. Just 4, this is 1, remaining are not. So here this binary equivalent in octal is 4. In this way we can convert a hexadecimal number to an octal number. Moving further, thus in this session we have learned base conversion method, how we can convert any base to a decimal number system, binary number system to a decimal number system, octal number system to a decimal number system, and hexadecimal number system to a decimal number system. In addition to this, we also learned how we can convert a decimal number system to any base, decimal number system to binary number system, decimal number system to octal number system, decimal number system to a binary number system. Octal number system, in addition to this, we also learned how we can convert an octal number system to hexadecimal number system and hexadecimal number system to octal number system. Okay, this is the bibliography which I used while preparing this video and the slides. Thank you.